Right, so continuing on, this is video 2 of Indices Recap. So the first question that we have here is using Rule 3, where we know that if we have an index in a bracket, that we multiply it by the index outside of the bracket. So in this particular one, we have d to the power of 7 to the power of 4, so we're doing 7 times 4, and that gives us d to the power of 28. And the reason that is because if you remember your rules of indices, that just means that we've got d to the 7 multiplied by d to the 7 multiplied by d to the 7 multiplied by d to the 7. And using rule 1, we can just add 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 and we get the 28. So if you don't remember rule 3, then you can always rewrite it and then apply rule 1. Now the second example here is asking us to also think about the fact we've got a coefficient of g squared inside the bracket. So we have to cube the 3 as well as the g squared. So my lines of working are going to be 3 cubed and g to the 2 times 3. Now I know that 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and that g to the 2 times 3 is g to the 6. Now we did look about the negative and positive indices. If we want to evaluate a negative index, then we need to think about making it positive, and then we know what 4 squared is. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this as 1 over 4 squared, because it's negative on the numerator, so it's positive on the denominator. If we had 1 over 4 to the negative 2, then we would move it up and it would be 4 squared. And then we know that 4 squared is 16, so we can evaluate it and we leave it as a fraction. The last example here is remembering the rules of roots. And if you remember, if we have anything to a fraction, then we can change it into a root where we have x to the power of a, and this is going to be the bth root. So if we want to rewrite this, we're going to put the 32 underneath a root sign. We're going to put the top number as 32 cubed, and we're going to put the bottom number as the root. Now it doesn't really matter which way you do it, but obviously if this was on a non-calculator paper, trying to figure out what 32 cubed is would take rather a long time. So I'm going to rewrite this as that I'm going to find the 5th root of 32 first, and then I'm going to cube it afterwards. So I know that the 5th root of 32 happens to be 2, and as I say, with these kinds of questions, normally it's 2, 3, 4 and 5 that they're using as the numbers because they're the easiest, or 10. And then we're going to say that it's 2 cubed, and we know that 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Do not fall into the trap of thinking that it's 2 times 3 is 6, because then you're giving away an easy mark. Okay?